Hello, everyone. This is a little something I gotta get off my chest. It's just a shame that Americans are born in this country, raised in this country, go to school in this country, are still so ignorant about their language. Even journalists, even professional journalists on TV, are ignorant about a lot of things. One of the things that's ignorant is when people always put themselves first, always more important than everybody else. For instance, when they say, me and my family went to Walmart, you always first. Me and my brother, me and my sister, me and my wife, all the time. You always put yourself first. That's two errors. First of all, it's just ignorant that you should put yourself in front of everybody else. Your self-importance is too high. Secondly, it's just bad grammar. If you were to say, my family and I went to Walmart, that's right. And if your family didn't go, you could say, I went to Walmart. If you said, my family and me went to Walmart, that's bad grammar. If your family didn't go, would you say, me went to Walmart? Me went to Walmart. Yeah. Me went to Walmart. No, it's I went to Walmart. It's my family and I, my wife and I, my brother and I. It's always put the other people first. Stop putting yourself first. It's bad grammar, and I think it's just rude. The other thing is when people say, I can't wait. What? You got a time machine in your back pocket? You're going to jump in that time machine and go? You're saying, I cannot wait. So what are you going to do? You got no choice but to wait. You should be saying, I can hardly wait. I can wait, but hardly. It's really tough. I can wait. You've got no choice but to wait. So instead of saying, I can't wait, and you'll find even professionals, even professional journalists, I can't wait. Get in your time machine then. If you haven't got a time machine, then you don't say, I can't wait. You say, I can hardly wait. The other thing is when people end sentences with at. That just makes my skin crawl. I don't know where he's at, or that is where we're at. You end the sentence with a preposition, and it just makes my skin crawl. You would say, I don't know where he is, not at. I don't know where he is at. That's when you have he's, H-E apostrophe S. I don't know where he's at. No, it's terrible. I don't know where he is, or I don't know where we're at. Oh God, it's I don't know where we are. I don't know where we're at. W-E apostrophe R-E is a contraction of we are. I don't know where we are. You don't end a sentence with at. It just makes my skin crawl when people talk like that. I grew up many years in Europe. I lived in England and Germany and France and Belgium because my dad was in the military. And I've met foreigners who speak English better than Americans. I mean, that's just, you should be ashamed. That's just shameful. When foreigners speak your language better than you, and you were born, raised, and educated here. Of course, education nowadays isn't as good as it used to be. I'm just appalled at how stupid these young people are nowadays. And here's the thing. When I graduated from high school in 1966, we worked a hell of a lot harder for our high school diplomas than the people today do. We didn't have internet. We didn't have cell phones, and if we did research, we had to get our parents to drive us to the library. We had to use a card catalog. We had to find books. We had to go through books, and we had to find the information by going through the books and doing research that way. There was no key it into your cell phone. The answer's right there. So we worked a lot harder for research than kids do nowadays since cell phones came out and the internet. The other thing is, what about writing? When we had to write term papers, we had to use a typewriter. And we had to take a ruler and measure from the edge of the paper to where the margin is. If we made a mistake and we couldn't clearly erase it and fix it, we had to start all over again. If you made a mistake at the bottom of the page, then you got to pull it out and start all over again. We worked a lot harder. Nowadays, you just type something on the internet or on your cell phone, you have automatic correction, and then you print it, you send it to a printer and prints it out. A lot easier. And the kids nowadays, the thing is, practically everything known to man is on the internet somewhere. every bit of knowledge, every tidbit of knowledge that man has is on the internet. So if somebody wants to find out something, they just key it in, and there it is. Boom. They don't have to do any research. They don't have to go to the library. They don't have to file through books until find what they have to, what they're looking for, what they're searching for. Today is so much easier to get the information and do the work, and yet the kids are dumber. It's easier. You got technical devices to help you, and you wind up still being dumber. And a lot of that has to do with the education system and what they're teaching. What are they teaching? Reading, writing, arithmetic? Or are they teaching political viewpoints? Are they brainwashing kids? Do they even have English classes anymore? Do they have history classes? I asked a girl one day when I was riding a bus. She had a Confederate battle flag. I believe it was she was wearing something, a wrist battle flag bracelet, and I asked her, "Do you know what that means?" And she said, "No." That's a Confederate battle flag. You don't know what that means? No. And she was in high school. What the hell are they teaching you in high school? You know what the hell that is? You know what it means? And I just shook my head. I just can't believe how stupid people are nowadays, and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of Americans and how ignorant they are nowadays. And those are just three things that people need to work on, people need to stop doing. You know, ending sentences in at, putting yourselves first, and then saying, I can't wait. Well, you have to wait. You don't have a time machine. So don't say, I can't wait. Say, I can hardly wait. There's the three things that just bug me, and I just had to get that off my chest. And it's just a shame. The intelligence of American youth nowadays is far less than the intelligence my generation had when we went to high school, and we worked a hell of a lot harder for our diplomas than kids do nowadays. And it's so easy for them, and then they're so stupid, you know. And you see these videos where like Jay Leno asks kids questions about things, and they don't know the answers. They don't. You know where Afghanistan is? You know, how many moons does the Earth have? You know, just so many things that high school students just have no clue about. It's just, the stupidity is just very depressing.